Wrap this up. First of all, I want to thank the staff of BSEE, starting with Sharon Buffington, and she had a wonderful team of Debbie O'Brien, Margaret Thomas, Tim Seflek, Dave Smith and his press team, and all the rest of the folks from the Department of Interior who helped with this. This was a fairly major event for us, and we hope you all got something out of it. We heard some terrific expert commentary that's going to take me personally a little bit of time to go back through. We recorded it all. We've got a lot of staff that's been taking notes. I had some anecdotal, I guess I'll just say, comments here that I wanted to mention before we all depart, that leave us with some things to think about that at least I think are highlights. Roger McCarthy, I think he's gone, but I have to say that his talk really hit hard. We heard how important it is for us to not forget the lessons of history and to realize that the BOP is a device that can't just work in benign conditions. This is a device that has to work in the worst, horriblest condition. And somehow we've got to figure out how to assure ourselves that every one of those BOPs is going to be able to live up to that criteria. I want to also call out Chris Smith. He's probably gone now, but I think it was very important that he reminded us up front of the 11 crewmen on the Deepwater Horizon who lost their lives, and it was perhaps partially attributable to the BOP that they were relying on that day. David Hayes gave us 4 things that he would like. He wanted the BOP to cut whatever is in the way and then seal the well. He wanted appropriate maintenance for the device. And he wanted sensors for monitoring and to know that it's always ready. And he wanted people to be properly trained and ready to go in the emergency. And I think we covered all those bases, so I want to thank you for that. And I'm going to be, again, spending some time with my staff really picking out, okay, what did you really tell us and how can we integrate that into our program going forward? In panel 2, led by Richard Sears, the question was, well, what design criteria is needed? And we heard that there is a need for dynamic testing, certification of the BOP designs under those toughest of operating conditions. And that there should be fail-safe devices in these devices. We have humans in the system, but what if the humans don't do what they have to do at the right time? Industry is working on significant improvements in the technical standards. We heard that from the folks that are working on the API 53 standard, and we certainly are looking forward to that to come out. And I think we are expecting that there will be improvements that will include perhaps double blind shears and centering devices so that drill pipes that is in compression is going to be able to be cut every single time. Panel 3, Harish Patel's panel asked what's the reliability requirements that are available, and this would include the maintenance, the monitoring, all of the things that you need to do to go back to my watchwords all the time. We heard that we need well-trained personnel, and this is going to be a challenge. I think we heard that all the way through because we've got a new workforce coming along that may not have the time that we'd prefer. The experience. So we're going to have to work that one hard to make sure we have the properly trained people. The reliability of the BOP can be increased by third-party certification and quality control programs. So those are some things that we're definitely going to be looking at. Panel 4, Pisces Carmichael, what's the real-time monitoring capabilities in the industry? We saw some great examples of that. I've been personally out into the field to see some of those systems where we can get information back to shore. And I think what we need to do is focus on, well, how do we get the best use of that from a knowledge perspective. How do we turn that information into things that we can use to make decisions in real time as well? Mark Rubin and his panel finished us off for the day on training and certification, and I think we clearly heard some good programs are out there. We probably don't have any universal standards for implementing those things across the entire industry, and there's even some terminology and language differences out there. Even if we did, if you got your training in one place, it may not completely mesh up with another. So we need a comprehensive approach to training offshore workers, and I think that that's a challenge that I'm going to try to take on as the regulator, as the hopefully one of the leaders of this industry. I'm going to work closely with the other leaders in the industry, many of whom are right here in this room today. I can tell you that my takeaway is that there's a lot of work to do, not just for the BOP, but for the other aspects of safety in the industry. Not that we have a horribly bad safety record, but I think there's a sense that there may be some luck involved right now in some of the statistics that we point to and say, well, it's not that bad, because we know there's close calls out there nearly every day. I think I've heard that from people that work in this industry, and you know, I want them to feel more confident that they're going to come home to their loved ones after that shift offshore. I think we can do better for those people through some of the work that we've heard is going on by folks in this room, by the people that work for the companies and the organizations. And so let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. I'm going to do my best to deliver all the things that I promised up here this morning, and I certainly enlist your support in that, and we'll hope to get together for another one of these in the near future. Thank you very much.